How's it going, guys? I'm going to show you today one of my most highly requested tutorials, and that is punch needling on denim. Traditionally, from my understanding, punch needling is done on a specific type of loosely woven canvas, and it took a lot of practice and trial and error to figure out how to do it on denim. And today I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how I do it so you can try it yourselves. So this is a punch needle tool. It's just a super simple little handheld thing. Pretty much what we're doing is making rugs, but it has a hole going all the way through it. And then this needle on the front has a hole coming out the back side and a nice little point to it. I went through a bunch of different needles, but I found this one works for me. I can't remember. I got it on Amazon, but I can't remember the name of it. But it comes with a few different sizes, which you can twist this off and put different sized needles into it. This one fits very well with this like crochet yarn I got just at the craft store. And again, this is just a lot of trial and error. See what works for you. Figured out this works for me. Now to thread our needle, we're going to push this little wire hook that should come with your punch needle kit. And we're going to push it through the top. This specific wire is thrashed and they're so tiny. This is the only one I have left. I had a lot more to start with, but this will suffice. Once it's out the bottom, we're going to take our thread or our yarn, push it through that loop, and pull it out the top. Once we have it pulled out the top, it should be looking like this. And then we have this other hole, and we're going to repeat the process of threading our hook through there, putting the yarn through, and pulling it out the back. Now it should be looking something like this. Got the yarn going through the bottom, coming out the top, and coming out the hole in the side. Now when we're punch needling, this right side of the needle will be our front, this will be our back side. The sharp pointy side we will always be moving away from. I'll show you an example of that. Now with punch needling, there is a back side and a front side. Front side will be a little bit fluffier, back side lays nice and flat. When we're setting up our needle, you can adjust the length of this, which will adjust how far it comes out the front. So I just drew out a little flower, and I have it nice and tight, ready to get punch needled. I've tried to do it without using an embroidery hoop, and it's damn near impossible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pointy side, and I'm just going to start right about here. And with denim, because it is so tightly woven, instead of just punching it through as hard as you can, you need to get it started, find a point, and wiggle it. What the wiggling will do is it's going to spread out that woven part, and then when you pull it out, it'll tighten up around it and hold it in place. Now, all I'm going to do is pull it out just a hair, scoot it over, twist, punch, pull it out, drag it along the material, twist, punch, pull out, drag, twist, punch. Now I'm going to sit here and do the rest of it, but I will show you what it's going to look like at the end. Remember that twisting is huge because this denim is so tightly woven that if we were just to punch it through straight super hard, we're going to break those threads, and we want this to last. So that twisting really is key. And this is a slow process. If you are not patient, I would not recommend it. And yeah, this is really the basics of it, and I will show you what it's going to look like towards the end. Alright, now I've got everything filled in the way I like it. Looks pretty fun on this side, nice and fluffy. I'm going to do a bunch of different flowers, a bunch of different shapes. So with this last part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my finger on the top of the needle, and as I pull it out, I'm going to pinch that loop, make sure it stays in place. It'll give me a little bit of slack. All I'm going to do is cut it nice and close to the base of everything else. You can snip them up if you'd like. Again, a lot of this starting out is going to be practice and figuring out how far apart you want things, and just a lot of messing around. See what you like, see what you don't like. But to seal this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some fabric fusion. Now what you need to make sure of is that it is water resistant, so when it dries you can wash it. All I'm going to do is take it, spread it around, let it dry for the allotted time it says on the instructions, and that's the basics of punch needling on denim. Alright guys, and that is the basics of punch needling. Again, the lighter denim is going to be a lot harder. You're going to have blowouts because it's just a weaker thread because it's so bleached. Some super dark blue Levi's I would recommend starting with, and I would also recommend a wooden or metal punch needle specifically for denim. If you want to do punch needling on specific punch needling material, you should be fine with a plastic punch needle, but something heavier duty for trying to get through this denim, I would highly recommend. And yeah, that's about the basics of it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, this is a very slow process. It's extremely meticulous. These pants took me over 40 hours, I want to say, maybe even more, to do all of these pieces. But yeah, it's just kind of cool to be able to translate punch needling, which is such a fun process, into clothing. I think you could do some really cool jackets with it. You can mess with colors. I like the basic colors, but you can go crazy, do whatever you want with it. And I hope that helped with some punch needling basics on denim. Again, I'm not a professional. I've just recently figured out how to do this, but wanted to share it with you guys. Enjoy.